Oh, hello, hello, hello. All right, we are live for the Picture Ready Cash After Party Day 4. Day 4 was off the chain, y'all. We went really deep into email marketing as well as cold email. We talked about the differences. We talked about so much goodness. You know, we kept the energy high and the excuses low. So somebody said, I actually had an aesthetic next event at the Omni Hotel in Dallas, Texas last year. Look, we actually kicked off this challenge talking about how incredible the team was, how incredible our community is, and how it is essential that we go to the next level, especially in our email marketing. Okay. Now, the only people who make it to day 4 of the challenge are the most serious contenders in the challenge. These are the people who are like, I don't care what it takes. I'm showing up every day. I'm making it to the end. I'm sending out my pictures. I'm doing my homework. So if you're watching this and you're at all 4 days, congratulations, you are in the game. But if you are watching it and you're like, dang, this challenge looked like it was the best one yet, you're right. It is. And you need to be in the room. You need to make sure you come. You need to be there. All right. And so I want you, those of you watching this, those of you who are considering what to do next, those of you who are considering how to pitch, how to grow your business, how to get large contracts, how to get more coaching, consulting, and corporate clients, to make sure you don't miss day 5. Day 5 is when we summarize all the things that we talked about and talk about your implementation plan. We talk about the $1 million habits that you need to grow your business, okay? Today we went through goal setting. We talked about how you got to do your homework. Crystal was like, woo, I finished my homework this morning, but I got it done. But we didn't just talk about goals. We talked about activity goals. And if you've read the Speak Your Way to Cash book, if you've seen me speak anywhere, you know that I've talked about activity goals since I've come into this space 6 years ago. 7 years ago. 6 years ago. 7 years, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago. Activity goals are the goals that don't always feel as good to set, but they are the goals that will help you grow further than your revenue goals. Because without activity goals, those revenue goals is just a wish. Without activity goals, that revenue goal is just something that feels good to say. And so we had people write down their revenue goals in the chat, and then I broke down what it looks like to create the activity goals for the revenue goal. And one of the things we're doing for our Speak Your Ready Cash Mastermind is we have developed a sales calculator. And so they'll be able to see how many active and passive selling strategies they're going to need to generate the revenue that they want to make on a monthly, weekly, and annual basis with this tool. We're launching it to the mastermind on the first Monday in June. So if you're in the mastermind and you're watching this, just know it's coming for you, okay? It's coming for you. And so then we talked about the difference between people that only tell you that it doesn't take any, we talked about how in order to have true wealth, there will be some work that is required on that path, particularly if you did not inherit wealth. And so for those of you that did not inherit wealth, there's going to be some work. And there is a strategic way that you can work. And we talked about why it was so critically important that the people who show up to our events don't think that I'm selling them something that is easy, but I'm selling you something that is strategic. And after you master the tactics, you can then assign other people to do those tactics so it gets easier with time. One of the revelations I got this year is that the reward for hard is easy. Our last year, we put in a lot of hard work. This year, not as hard. Still working, still launching, still serving our clients, still doing everything we can to get better, still investing, still professionally developing. But because of the activity goals of last year, we now have a more strategic lens from which to view our business through this year. And so we went through how that works and what that looks like. Then we talked about the circle of access and Speak Your Way to Cash, and how you and your business need to have a circle of access. You and your business need to have ways for people to work with you where they're in a more intimate setting with you and maybe not as intimate of a setting with you, and what that looks like. Look, it got deep today. Then we talked about the difference between an elite business and a luxe business, and how we're able to serve both. Then we went deep and actually showed them the revenue that we generated from email in 2021 versus 2022, and how many emails we sent out in 2022. I'll give y'all a teaser. It was over 1,100. And it 10x'd. the revenue that we were able to generate from email just by increasing the number of emails that we sent out. Then we went deep into what your subject line needs to look like, what the body of the email needs to look like, what the average statistics are for cold email, what's the difference between cold email and email marketing. And so if you plan to use email at all strategically, then you need to watch day 4's replay of this challenge. Mara said, thank you and team. I've been multitasking and listening at the same time. I've gotten tons of value already. I just want to affirm that this has been great and so incredibly helpful. Bridget said, you are awesome. I'm all in, and today sealed the deal for me. We're going to be seeing a lot of these people at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. Then I took a random detour, y'all. A random detour. And this screenshot is from those who were making comments on our Facebook page, because we were also live on our Zoom account with a couple hundred entrepreneurs in there. But on our Facebook page, we had some folks that were live, and we talked about the blessing of being employed. Okay, so I no need to hear that, right? But the blessing of being employed and how I actually I played around with my employment, and I could have gotten more out of it that would have helped me in my business had I been a better employee back in the day. I was a great employee. You know, I always got the work done, but I could have gotten even more out of it. I could have learned even more. I could have done more. And then we talked about how being employed is actually a blessing. I don't know why we had to take that detour, but I just felt in my spirit somebody needed that. And I asked them to drop who needed it, and people were like, it's me. I needed it. You are talking about me. Look, I don't know if you're watching this after party and you're someone who's trying to build a business while working, you're trying to build a business while taking care of your family. There is absolutely no shame in being what we call corporate heroes here. I call it corporate hero because I know that it is not easy. Whenever I hear someone say like it's easier to be an entrepreneur than have a job, or it's harder to be an entrepreneur than it is to have a job, I always wonder, what job did you have? Because frankly, I had a very challenging job. And I had to be on it. I had to be entrepreneurial in my job. And so we talked about that as well. And the truth is, for many of the jobs I got, you wanna know how I got those? I pitched for them. Some of the jobs didn't even exist. I created them within companies because I pitched for them. And so email and the principles that we teach are not just principles that will help you grow your business. They're principles that'll help you live more life. And one of our mantras at Speak Your Way to Cash is we help you sell more services and live more life. So if you want to live more life, then you need to make sure that you get your ticket to the Pitch Your Way to Cash Challenge, because we want to see you in the building tomorrow for day 5. Now, this was also off the cuff. Shakisha said, girl, I'm about to turn on the camera so you can see the praise dancing going on here. When we did the analogy about money and why we let this piece of paper, this rule every decision that we make. And so that session, that snippet, that little portion of this day 4 was worth the cost of admission. And some of y'all got y'all ticket for free. So, you know, hey, you getting triple, quadruple what you paid for it, right? And so this analogy, I don't even have time to go back through it, but you're just gonna have to watch it on the replay. Make sure you get your replay. Someone said they love the VIP day. They love the ideas. We went through and did a money scavenger hunt. It was incredible. Great ideas for how to generate revenue in a short period of time. That brainstorming session was off the charts. If you are someone who is trying to figure out cash flow, you're going to want to watch this recording. We also talked about Speak Your Way to Cash Live, and we gave them a bonus of all bonuses. And so if you want to hear about what that is, you got to watch the replay. I'm not going to repeat it. I'm not going to make it public, but we gave them a bonus of all bonuses. And every day you don't buy your Speak Your Way to Cash Live ticket, you are getting less. You are getting less by the day, okay? And so if you're watching this and you want to join us live and in person in November, you need to be there. You may have seen me virtually. You may have seen me speak at somebody else's thing. There ain't nothing like experiencing the Speak Your Way to Cash experience. There ain't nothing for me like it. There ain't nothing for you like it. There is nothing like being in that room, feeling that energy, looking at how we've set up that event, knowing the networking that goes, like it's such a high value room. If you're a corporate hero building a service-based business, you need to be there. If you want to learn how to land large contracts, get more coaching clients, sell your consulting services, sell your services in a different way, elevate your marketing, elevate your sales, elevate your operations, then you need to be at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. So look, y'all, this is the after party. This is the after party. This is the after party. All right. So make sure you're in the room. You see these comments coming through. We had to comment. I really appreciate it. Ashley pumps up her husband. Keep doing it, girl. This info here is incredible/fire. Shout out to Will. Susan, I need to figure out how to be incognito. That's right. Get it. I understand. Somebody said they understand, not even understand. The understanding is inside of them. Okay. So go ahead and get your ticket to the event. Go ahead and get your ticket to the event. And Nina had a comment that was so good. She said, I see now that this event, Speak Your Way to Cash Live, is about more than merely speaking your way to cash, but it's about gaining high figure checks because you're positioning yourself to get high payoffs. This is so good stuff. Look. It is about, like, if you want to be a paid speaker, that's one thing. Most of our audience are not paid most of our clients are not paid full-time speakers. They are service-based entrepreneurs looking to grow their speaking, coaching, consulting, and or professional services firms. And so if you're coming to Speak Your Way to Cash Live, we talk about business. I think some people see themselves as speakers, which is why they don't sell, because they're like, my job isn't to sell, my job is to speak. But if you want to get contracts, your job is to have a sales system, whether you do it or someone else does it. One of the sessions we added to this year's live is how to build a global team, whether you have a whole lot of money to invest or not. And I have taught the session before in 2020, but I have never taught the session live from the main stage at the event. And so first off, we change the content each year of Speak Your Way to Cash Live. And we do that to keep it fresh because we have people who come back every single year. Now, if you came in 2020 and 2019 and you ain't got your ticket to 2023 yet, come on home. If you came in 2022 and you ain't got your ticket to 2023 yet, come on home. If you came last year and you were like, oh, there's no way she could top this, betcha I can. Come on home. Get your ticket to Speak Your Way to Cash Live. Go to www.speakyourwaytocashlive.com and you can use code CHALLENGE if you're watching this video. We send out that code to our list, those who are on our list for the challenge. But if you're watching this video, you can use code CHALLENGE. It expires at midnight on Monday. But I'll tell you something else. We're doing a raffle tomorrow. And I'm not even going to say what that is again, because I don't want to this video going to stay up, so I don't want to get caught on camera saying what the raffle was. But no, it's big. It's invaluable because it's not something that you can buy anywhere else. Just off the market, off the street. You can't buy this anywhere else, what we're raffling off tomorrow. So everyone who gets their ticket by tonight at midnight will be eligible for the raffle that we're doing tomorrow. So if you've already got your ticket, you're in there. If you're buying your ticket tonight, you have until midnight to get your Speak Your Way to Cash Live ticket. Y'all, we had a time today. We literally had a time today. It was an amazing event. It was off the chain. And I'm just honored to do this work. I have such a good time. Tomorrow's the last day of the challenge. The last day of the challenge. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it's the last day of the challenge. I'm so incredibly excited, so incredibly grateful for the challenge and all the things that we're doing. And I know the challenge is going to be off the chain and incredible, but I also know that Speak Your Way to Cash Live is going to be off the chain and incredible. I'm going to show y'all something. Check this out and get your live. Some of you may be positioning yourself underneath your expertise. What if you started setting your goals not based on what people will think about you when you achieve them, but based on the impact you'll make when you achieve them?
Every time you doubt, it crumbles away at the probability of you embodying who you decided you've become. Because it is cemented in the future the moment you believe.
What I have found people do is they just leave all their experience in the background. They're like, I ain't like it there, you can keep the degree. Like, what? And then I meet you and it's like, actually I have a biomedical degree and I work for NASA and I'm like, why don't you talk about that? They was like, I didn't like NASA. I'm like, so? NASA ain't worried about you. Take all of that. I'm like, NASA, give me my stuff. The only thing I'm leaving in the past is the pain, but I'm taking all the purpose. When I was in that $300,000 a year job, I was like, oh, well, if they paying me $3, I got to be worth millions. If you believe it'll transform people, your primary obligation has to be to sell them your stuff.
I say it every time we come to Speak Your Way to Cash events. This has been the event of our lifetime.
This year's Speak Your Way to Cash Live class is aiming to surpass the amount of money that last year's Speak Your Way to Cash Live class made after the event. This is the number that was reported for our 7th year, $711,000.
Within a month, I was up there doing a live training for her, and it was a 5-figure live training. 2 more 5-figure contracts came out of that deal.
Allowed me to reach and get my first contract last year right after the event.
I came here and made the investment, and just today, someone in that room heard what I said and provided me with an opportunity. So you cannot miss this.
Invest in yourself to attend. Speak Your Way to Cash Live.
All right, y'all. I'll see you November 2nd through the 4th in Atlanta, Georgia. And many of you I will see even before that tomorrow at day 5 of the Pitch Your Way to Cash Challenge. This is literally your last chance to get into the challenge, do what you need to do, learn how to pitch for large contracts. And tomorrow we're covering how to implement in order to get results. I'll see you there.